everybody. Good afternoon and welcome to Valencia, Spain. This is the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. It's game day one, and it is the game between Sweden and Slovakia. Well, opening day, and yes, folks, despite the pandemic, with improvements, we're allowed to have fans in the arena, and it's so exciting to see national team basketball once again in Europe's flagship event. Sweden taking on Slovakia in Group A, and that'll be followed, of course, later today, Belarus, Spain, and you can see the world rankings for all four of these teams. Spain, number 3, Belarus 11, Sweden 20, and Slovakia at 24. Well, they've come from Sweden, and they have come from Slovakia. We've got the Spaniards, and they've also come from London. I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Zania Stewart, and Zania, the Great Britain International, joining us for today. And what a breath of fresh air to have some live basketball, Zania.
Amazing, Jeff. I'm so happy, and also lovely to finally be sitting next to you, the great Jeff Taylor himself. I'm so excited to be back in the arena with fans. It's been a tough year, but you know, with the EuroBasket women, what a way to kick off the summer of great, fantastic basketball here as we see Slovakia come out with their starting lineup.
Well, you know what? We saw the opening scenes from Valencia, and it's just a spectacular city on the Mediterranean. And we're expecting to see some spectacular basketball here from all of these teams, including Slovakia, who, quite frankly, they left it late to qualify, but they did make it through qualifying. They needed a double-digit win in their last qualifying game, and they did get it at the expense, sadly, of the Netherlands, because it would have been great to see them as well. And then we've seen Sweden, who are impressive. They were also at the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament last year. Seems like it's a team that Sweden has found a comfort zone with Marco Crespi, the coach. And hey, this is a huge game. And I think both of these teams would say this is the game they need to win if they want to have realistic expectations of moving on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, Sweden, this isn't their usual team that they bring that we've seen in the EuroBasket in other tournaments. You know, they're missing their big presence, Zowie B, who's, you know, a big inside play on both ends. But in the press conference, Coach Crispi said, I'm going to only worry about who is here, which is a fantastic point. Whoever is not here, he can't worry about. You know, they do have great players who are missing. But at this point in the tournament is everyone ties up their shoes the same way. And like you said, this game is so important to get off on a good start and get that confidence building for your team.
Well, the players, coaches have all lined up out on the court, and you know what that means. It's time for the national anthems, which are always one of my favorite parts of this. It reminds us why we're here. So we'll have a pause in the commentary and listen first to Slovakia.
Applauso y ese fortísimo aplauso. Y a continuación continuaremos. Now we listen the national anthem from Sweden. Rosso.
Well, certainly
The official for this game between
probably
Slovakia
a
and
few
Sweden
nerves
are
for everybody
Mr.
involved,
Nachanova
maybe
from
even the
Russia,
referees today.
Mr.
You see we've got
Vlad
from
Zupanik
Russia, the Kruci,
and
Felena
Ms.
Chernova,
Mila
Vlad
Kavada from
Zupancic from
Bosnia and
Slovenia, and
Herzegovina.
Mila Chabara from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And just as a reminder, Zania, the top 6 teams in this FIBA Women's EuroBasket will earn trips to the qualifying tournaments. There'll be 4 qualifying tournaments for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup to be played next year in Australia. So
A lot on the line.
even if you don't make it to the podium, there's still other ways. But Slovakia, let's look at their roster. And why don't you tell us maybe 1 or 2 players that you're looking out for in this team as Carlos Lloyd and Alice Nystrom. What a great story, winning with Luleå this season in Sweden.
Yeah, and a young player who's kind of just come up to the team, so really happy for her. But obviously it's the sister power with the Eldebrink sisters. Here you'll see number 6, Frida Eldebrink, who is just a wizard with the ball. Honestly, she is a walking bucket. She can score whenever she wants, so no doubt Sweden will be rallying behind her, along with Lloyd and Fontan. For me, are somebody else, the 2 players who are very athletic and will put numbers on the board.
Marco Crespi, the Italian coach of Sweden, very bubbly, optimistic character, was at the helm at the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament, the former Italy national team coach as well.
That's correct.
So just less than a minute before the opening tip of this tournament. It never gets old.
No, my heart is beating like I'm gonna play. Jeff, I love this feeling. This is what we live for. More fans filing into the arena. 3,000 gonna be here today, Jeff. Cheering for you, obviously.
Obviously Spain, the 2-time defending champions. And you go back to 2015, Serbia, they won it. Spain won it again in 2013. They've been the real powerhouse in Europe for the last several years. France obviously won it back in 2009. Russia as recently as 2011. Well, hello everybody, and good afternoon. Welcome to Valencia, Spain. This is the opening game on opening day of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket here, and we are excited to bring you the action in Slovakia and Sweden. Sweden winning the opening tip and attacking the basket to the right, and Fontan comes out and strikes for the Swedes.
Yeah, I really like Fontan for Sweden. She does all the little things. That short range jumper for her is money.
Lloyd has that long hair, number 5, you can see. Budasova gets rid of it. Shot clock winding down to Dosova. Does she know she's got to launch it? She does. And not a great first possession for Slovakia. Not sure about the movement there.
Yes, Sweden kind of threw a little soft press at them as we see Elderbrink passing the ball. Nice little highlight for Fontaine, but good defense for Sweden on both ends. Great offense into defense.
Plenty of options for this Swedish team. With the Elderbrinks, and here's Lloyd. She doesn't mess around. She's on the board early.
Really nice move. You see there, Sweden has that little soft double on this side with number 58, Nyström.
Orosova rebounds the miss from Mistinova. And then turning and missing was Yakutsova. We'll stay at this end. New 14 for Slovakia.
Yeah, I got to watch their practice yesterday, Slovakia's, and they played a game-like practice the day before, so definitely in shape, and coach expects high expectations from them.
Go down to Yakutsova again, and this time the big left-hander puts it up and in.
I love a post move, Jeff, you know me. I love any post player move down low. That will be my favorite. There's a tough look for Fontaine right down the middle.
Yep, just off the hands, off the pass from Elderbrink. See if they go down low again to Yakutsova. Dosova hands it off. And three-pointer for Slovakia. And they have taken their first lead of the game. Stashova. Sweden quickly to the other end. Let's see if they settle down after that.
Yeah, nice little three-pointer there from Stashova. Here's, we see a nice little replay in slow motion for us. Really sets her feet and hits that one for Slovakia. Well needed. Referees is cleaning up something off the court.
Elderbrink tries to get it to Nyström, but good hands from Yakutsova. Played some college basketball at Southern California back in the day. You know what that's like. You played in Florida.
Yeah, sunny state. Kind of like Valencia, though.
Absolutely, they'll feel right at home. So Elderbrink inbounds it to her sister, puts it up on the baseline.
That must be so fun to assist to your sister. Elderbrink to Elderbrink.
Well, they're so crucial to the Swedish team. They have been for really several years. And now, again, the pass this time goes out of bounds over the outstretched arms of Yakutsova. Here's again that look. And that was free to Elderbrink, drilling the jumper.
Lloyd with the ball here. Goes one-on-one.
They spread it out. Fontaine puts it on the deck, bounce pass to Nyström, and well, she rushed the shot a little bit. I think she didn't know if she wanted to go off the glass or just put it up. Now driving in, and the foul by Lloyd. And this is really the challenge, again, as you look at the foul here, which puts Mishinova on the line. You know, for Sweden, missing some of the more experienced players down low, Louise Halverson, Amanda Zowie, and also Garrity.
Right, yes. And that's the thing, their guard spots are fantastic. You know, they're loaded at the guard spots, but maybe later on in this competition, we're going to see that kind of weakness open up. But number 58, Nyström, is doing pretty well. She's a solid body, and I'm impressed so far. So, and a little soft press here, full court press. Slow Sweden down.
Here's Eldebrink.
Nice split.
Outside and driving in Judasova.
That's a shame. That was a lovely move from her. Split the defense. See, these rims are brand new also, Jeff. You got to kind of warm them up, get the lid off. Nice steal, but it's okay. She gets it back.
Lloyd has Nystrom. Gives it to Eldebrink. Shot clock about to expire. Somebody's got to launch it. She does. Not a good possession for Sweden, but then the ball goes off the hands of Slovakia.
Oh, that's a shame. But that's what you got to do. You just got to launch it up at the basket and hope for the best somebody can rebound it, or they tip it out of bounds and it's your ball again. Fantastic.
Eldebrink with a new 14, gets into the paint, gets it to her sister. Good! Free to Eldebrink, heating up.
Yeah, I told you about the sister-sister power between Eldebrink. They have such a great connection between each other.
Judasova, and the long rebound goes back out. New shot clock for Slovakia. Judasova, Jakubsova puts it up, and this time defended pretty well down low by Eldebrink. Free to Eldebrink, and now it's Lloyd launching it from downtown. Misses. And Prezentsova hands it off to Judasova.
Yes, that's cover. Just kind of slows them down, runs an offense.
Judasova, she's hit a three. Judasova still looking at Orsova. Is she open? It's not a good possession for Slovakia. They don't even get a shot off.
No, great defense by Sweden. Fantastic. Fonton just really, you know, put her body on the line there. Great defense by Sweden. And Slovakia really needs, here's some subs coming in because...
Yeah. And big moment too, as you look at that replay of the Frida Eldebrink three-pointer. Big moment for Swedish basketball as checking into the game, I think the youngest player ever to make her debut, Emma Johansson. Just a teenager and getting some minutes.
Yeah, the young surprise, they call them. I think she's a lefty also.
Oh boy, wasn't sure if she had the backdoor cut or not.
That's okay, little dust off a few nerves, turnover, but now you just got to play solid on the other end. If you mess up, it's okay. Come back down and play solid defense here.
Also in for Slovakia, Moravchikova, and now reach, and a foul on Sweden.
Eldebrink just put her hands in there. She looked shocked, but good call by the referee.
So Suhova also is checked in for Judasova. And missing was Palinikova, also has come off the bench. So Slovakia, the well, a little bit dry right now offensively.
Yeah. Nice little shot from Martishkova though, but can't get it to drop as Eldebrink goes to the rim.
They're going to count it. I think they're going to count it.
Let's have a look. They're going to have a chat about it. One shot.
So, and one.
I was expecting her a little bit more action there, ref. It's your big moment. Great move as we see.
So Moravchikova needs to move her feet a little bit better there.
Yeah, but the captain Eldebrink gets the and one.
So the Eldebrinks clearly want to get their teammates involved, but they also know that if the ball ends up with them late in the shot clock, they've got no problem launching it or trying to get to the basket, trying to get to the rim. Orsova backs down low, turns it away. Good defense by Fontan. Elderbrink doing a little bit of shaking and baking out on the perimeter.
9 on the clock.
And the dump, and how about that? Johansson is on the board, and that forces a timeout by Slovakia.
And Johansson, she shot the ball with her left hand on the right-hand side, so it does tell me I'm correct. The surprise lefty here.
Look at this, the 17-year-old. What a great moment for her.
Lovely.
She'll never forget that, will she? And the Elderbrinks very involved, as expected, in all aspects of the game. Let's try to listen in, see if we can hear Coach from Slovakia give some instructions.
I don't think we have a mic in there.
No,
Jeff,
I don't think so.
And my Slovakian is a little bit off, so.
Positive start for Sweden.
Fantastic start. I'm impressed. And really led by the, oh, maybe we can. There we can see assists, 5 assists for Sweden and only 2 turnovers, and 2 assists for Slovakia, 3 turnovers. Actually, we do have a mic in. There it comes. But really, these highlights, there we go, Fonton, but Elderbrink sisters, we spoke about them earlier. How much of a force they are, as you see her down low passing. They're always involved in every part of the offense for Sweden. They're scoring, they're assisting, they're talking. Here you see, we're still in highlights, but Frida is already speaking on the court. It's a fantastic duo, and they're doing their job so far.
So Slovakia looking to stop the bleeding somewhat. Coming out of the timeout. Remenorova also in, number 4 for Slovakia. Shot clock winding down, and it's just not working. Dudasova has her pass intercepted, and Sweden not giving any easy shots away now down low. Turnovers becoming a problem. Elderbrink bounce pass. The Elderbrinks are going to want to be around a long time so they can play with Johansson as she becomes better and better. Here she is again!
Lovely little slip move for her. And then yet another assist for the Elderbrink sisters.
Dudasova from the arc. Well, that'll calm them down, hopefully.
Yeah, really needed that. Well done.
Three-point shot's been their best friend today. Elderbrink gets on the baseline, and she is bumped by Moravchigova. So she's going to go out of the game again.
Yeah, and that became because the Elderbrink sisters bring so much attention. She draws the double team and just, you know, hands it off to the super lefty, Nystrom.
So you saw that second 3 for Slovakia, 2 of 5 from the arc. Sweden just 1 of 4, but they're scoring in other ways. The latest was the drive by Frida Elderbrink. Oh, left wide open, but missing Fekete. Get another rebound, Kalinikova. Fekete from the right, she's not bashful. And good job challenging the boards there, Dudasova. But Elderbrink looks at the ref and says, she got me on the arm. We got possession anyway. So Johansson becoming quite a storyline here already for Sweden, number 22. And in case you're wondering, she's 1.87 meters in height, 6 feet 2 inches. And another foul called on Slovakia.
Yeah, and Sweden is bringing in their first sub for Frida Elderbrink. She needs a rest, and they have brought in number 7, Luke Blomqvist.
So another Lilia champion. Now, Ellen Elderbrink. From the elbow, you kind of get the feeling that you'd always like to have at least one Elderbrink on the court if you're Sweden.
If not one, two.
Look at that number already for Elderbrink. 5 points and 5 assists. At this rate, she's going to have a double-double in the first half. Yick, also in the game, commits the foul, a little reach. Matilda Yick. And again, Elderbrink showing that sweet stroke. You just feel like every time they put it up, it's got a great chance of going in.
For sure.
And that was a beautiful drive. So that was Fekete, yeah.
Great little move, I like that. Put that on the floor. Last 27 seconds here.
Lundqvist. Back outside to Elderbrink. Puts it on the deck. She gets a little bit of daylight. Now there's time for Slovakia possibly to hold it for the last shot. At least, oh boy, don't think you want to foul in that situation. Dudasova, shot clock winding down. They get it to the corner. Remenarova, oh, she's fouled shooting the jump shot. That's a middle mistake. Never fouled the jump shooter.
Yeah, Iak there, number 7. Just, I think we might see the highlight. Let's have a look.
Lundqvist.
No,
this was the previous highlight. The good drive by Fekete. And Remenarova takes her time. And a break for Sweden. That looked like it was in and then pops out. By the way, Matilda Yick, just 19 years of age.
Yeah, so she does look quite young in the face. I was hoping that you would give me that stat. Thank you, Jeff.
Boy, what a blow for Slovakia. They catch a break right at the end and then miss 2 free throws. So a very troubling start for the Slovakians. Sweden out in front, 22-11 at the end of 1.
Llega el momento de disfrutar y bailar junto al equipo de animación oficial de FIBA Women's EuroBasket. Este fuerte aplauso para Dream Team.
And we'll see the first quarter stats here. Sweden, it's all Sweden, 80%, 8 from 10 from the line. That's most from the 2-point. That's most of Elderbrink sisters. And Slovakia struggling a little bit, 2 from 7, and the 3-point line is where really they've had their points, 2 from 6. So Coach Sia will probably definitely need to find something.
Well, Sweden started well.
Yeah.
And it looked with Fontana, it's so important to be able to see that ball go through the basket just to kind of settle the nerves.
Yeah, it's lovely to get your first shot in for sure, but all these highlights would definitely be the sisters. They have been unbelievable for Sweden and really set the precedence and set the flow and the speed that Sweden wants to play at. And Slovakia has just kind of struggled and really, like you said, dried up, but they will, you know, it's a long game. We're going into the second quarter, regroup. But I tell you what, they've got to slow down the Elderbrink sisters if they want to have a chance at getting back in this game.
You know, what's fascinating to me, Azania, is you miss the likes of Zawi, of McGarity, of Halverson, and maybe if you're on the outside looking, you're thinking they're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
But you know what? Opportunity knocks, and certainly the players that have shown up, these young kids, at least early on, look like they're going to rise to the occasion for Sweden.
Yeah, and why not? You know, these tournaments are amazing, and it's great to play for your country. So you're going to do your best.
So Dudasova, Fekete, Palinkova, Remenarova, and Suhova on the court for Slovakia. Stashova. Excuse me, they've changed now. And but Fekete, again, she's becoming a weapon. She scores. So it's Fekete and Prazentsova, Orosova, Palenkova and Stashova now on the court for Slovakia.
Yeah, and that's good for Slovakia. Get an early score in the quarter, get yourself going, get the juice flowing again.
Boy, she's a long way out. It doesn't matter.
Reed Heldenbrink, nearly from the logo there.
Maybe from just stepping off the bus from the next county, from Aragon.
But where was the defense? Nobody's next to her. I'm going to shoot it too.
Oh boy, Palenkova misses everything, but it's going to stay at this end with 5 seconds on the shot clock. Well, these Elderbrinks are really pouring in the points. Frida Eldebrink now with 10 points. And just no hesitation.
I feel like Slovakia hasn't really got their rhythm, and you know, Sweden has, testament to them, they have pushed them out, but they just need to relax. They just need to get into their flow, get an easy shot like this.
Wow, that's nice play by Prazentsova.
Yeah, perfect. Lovely little execution out of the baseline. And that's it, you just chip away. You just chip away at the score and stay relaxed, don't overdo it. But here comes Sweden.
Well, you would imagine that they want to get the ball out of the Elderbrink's hands, but they can't. And Eldebrink gets in this time, just grazes the outside of the net. And the dump was Fontane's done a great job of denying. She might not want to throw the basketball under the basket that Slovakia is shooting. They got away with one there. Stashova passes over to Palenkova and still can't get it to drop. Palenkova. Fontane, quick outlet pass to Lundqvist. Shakes and bakes, but hard finish.
Yeah, and just have to relax. That shows her age there, but you know, that's a great drive, and she'll learn from those mistakes.
Stashova again. Shot clock winding down. They're taking tough shots. He gets rejected by Lundqvist. Lundqvist again shakes. Oh boy, nice move. And no foul call there. But there's a little bit of contact.
Wow, she got sandwiched.
Watch this again. Great defense by Lundqvist as the shot clock was winding down.
Yeah, lovely little block from her, especially after she just missed it down the other end and came back down on defense. Really good from
Prazentsova credited with a block on that play. Now Lloyd back in the game. Goes back to the left hand. Follows up the miss. Misses again. And gets blocked again, this time by the tall Ivana Yakubtsova, who's come back into the game.
Yeah, great poised defense there, not to foul.
Stashova wide open, doesn't wait around this time and misses.
Ooh, Chris running the offense for Sweden.
But the drama in the game as well for Sweden. She's got the ball now. Spins, turns, and a foul called. And just like at the other end, you don't want to foul the jump shooter, and that is exactly what Prazentsova just did. They're doing their best to confuse this Azania. She's got Prazentsova on her jersey, but in the official stats, they're calling her by her maiden name, Mishchinova.
Okay, that's what we'll call her, hey? And another little lefty at the line. Hits the first. Drame.
Bit of drama.
For me, free throws are so important, Jeff. They're free, right? So you need to hit them. It just keeps you in the game, keeps the score ticking over. And Sweden has done very well at that so far. And I think they're pretty high as the shot gets thrown up. And big rebound.
Boy, Jakubsova starting to become a factor on both ends of the floor. Lloyd had position, but didn't really box out.
No, just reached right over her. Great rebound, travel. Yeah.
Well, we've already seen one development here in the last 30 seconds or so. Jakubsova, there she is. Watch this, just reaches over Lloyd, gets it, and then puts it right back up and in. Good minutes from Lundqvist is checking out, and checking back into the game is Elderbrink, Elin Elderbrink rather.
See what Slovakia can get here. They're doing very well, just chipping away at the scoreboard.
Long rebound, batted back out. Stasheva has it knocked out of her hands by Drama, it looked like, but it ended up with Slovakia, and Frida Elderbrink rebounds. Now Lloyd quickly for Sweden decides to hold up. It's been an offensive struggle in this game for Slovakia. Good D by Slovakia. That's what's going to have to carry him. Pražňáčková, and then good job by, once again, Binta Drame, who's made a nice impact since checking into the game.
Yeah, Sweden wants a timeout to talk about it. And, you know, Slovakia's doing a good job, just slowly chipping away. It's 25 to 17. This guy, Lola, sorry. The EuroBasket women's mascot has found us on the court. But Coach Crispy just wants to talk about their defensive down here for sure. But yeah, I'm really happy with Slovakia answering back in the second quarter. Kind of dried up in the first, but hey, it's a long game. And this is what's so good, because it is a long game, but it's a long tournament as well. So there's so many lessons to be learned in these moments.
Well, here's a look back at some of the big plays for Sweden. And again, the Elderbrink sisters causing havoc. Frida Elderbrink there, she's got 10 points. And 1 rebound, and her sister, Elin, 5 points and 5 assists. That's not breaking news. I mean, that's just the way it is for Sweden. You expect it. You know, going all the way back to the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2013, when they had host France on the ropes in the quarterfinal and almost knocked them out, were it not for just an unbelievable performance by Celine Domergue late.
Yes, Elderbrink way for sure. They're leading Sweden here as Slovakia gets a look at their offensive basket. Nice pick and roll.
Oh boy, the hands. Elderbrink just read it beautifully. Elin Elderbrink. Elin picked up her dribble. Now Lloyd. Under 5 minutes to go now in the first half. Lloyd steps back. And I'll tell you what, Jakubsova is quite a presence out there for Lloyd to have to combat.
Yeah, long arm to shoot over. And another defensive stop for Slovakia. Wonderful defense for them.
Stasheva. And Elderbrink, Fontaine hustling as well as the pickers up off the ground. Ooh, Elderbrink almost dragged her foot. Read it to the corner to Elin, who's fouled late in the shot clock by Stasheva, or Suhova, excuse me, Tamea Suhova.
I think Sweden's just getting a little bit out of sync a bit. They're not running their plays, they're having to call for a pick and roll, and Really well done by Sweden's defense. Yet again, back-to-back good defensive stops. They've got 14 seconds here. No doubt it'll go back to one of the sisters, but here's Lloyd.
Jakubsova, though, quite a tower of power going up. And Eldebrink, meanwhile, just says, I'll tell you what, I'm just going to take care of this.
Yeah, don't worry about this, guys. Follow me.
Frida Eldebrink goes to 13 points. Ball goes out of bounds, knocked out of bounds by Fontaine, who has been quietly excellent.
Yeah, she always is good for them. A solid player. She hustles hard, gets her easy buckets. I'm always impressed with her.
Eldebrink has just got such a beautiful stroke, doesn't she? And as you can see in that replay, and meanwhile Johansson goes out and the starter Nystrom comes back in. And finally a good move from Krasisinova. Suhava calls for the reach.
Yes, Suhava is kind of upset because Nystrom is just in her way as she screens for her, and she just pushed her out of the way, and the referees are going to be all over that as she has to sub out.
Pananikova comes back in for Suhava. Well, they figured they'd have some struggles offensively, Slovakia. They've got to do better on this end of the court and not let Sweden build a double-digit lead. Get too far ahead.
Yeah, 6 seconds on the clock.
Eldebrink. Oh boy, ball eluded. Nitsova. Eldebrink again, Elin Eldebrink. Well, Slovakia hanging around, but they've got to start putting the ball in the basket. You'd like to see him get the ball to Jakubsova again.
Yeah, they'll have a pick and roll here. If they can really execute it, because Sweden doubles as they turn it over. They're not executing that play.
Eldebrink on the break. And Lloyd and Sweden happy just to hold up for a second. Coming up on the 2.5-minute mark. Here in this first half, Frida Eldebrink. Good defense by Romanova, but another offensive rebound for Sweden.
Yeah, Nystrom on the rebounds right there. And that's what the Eldebrink sisters are doing. They see the shot clock running down as it's an offensive foul. Nystrom, but this, what's so good and why they're so experienced, they see, you know, 10-9-8 happening short shot clocks, and they're putting the ball on the rim, and it's going their way. Open player on the pick and roll.
Day one of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket is being jointly hosted. As you look at Jakubsova going up against Lloyd. Being co-hosted by France, Great games in Strasbourg. There's one underway right now between Russia and the Czech Republic. And also here in Valencia, and of course, the semifinals and final will be here. Palenikova picks up the dribble.
Look at this, see? Soft trap, but they switch here.
And the ball goes off the hands of Jakubsova. Fontan, that's good. And they've got the double-digit lead now. 12 points.
Look, here's the trap that I'm talking about. She doesn't come. Nice
Palenikova.
move.
And the hustle, great hustle. And Jakubsova, wow. Didn't see that coming.
No, pretty little shot. Lovely rotation on the ball there. And Slovakia needed that one.
Elderbrink fouled by Palenikova. You know, Slovakia came into this without Barbora Balintova, as well as, which was a blow, as well as Angelika Slamova, two key players for them. And you don't want to forget that. I mean, they take a lot of shots. Slamova especially was terrific in the qualifiers. But how huge was that three-pointer there by Jakubsova?
Yeah, Jakubsova, she really needed that. Well done.
Well, Slovakia really needed it.
Yes. Stop the bleeding.
Now, Nyström gets it down low, and there she goes, her first 2 points of the game.
Yeah, nice post move down low by Nyström. Could have been an and one, but very strong finish by her.
Jakubsova again. There you go.
That's what I wanted.
Absolutely.
That is what I've been trying to show you guys all game. Crispy is really not happy with his team and calls a timeout. That is the highlight that I've been wanting Slovakia to go to. Sweden doubles them, look, wide open, down the middle, concentrate, easy 2 points. They haven't had that all game, and that is where they can really kill Sweden with no size, really down low.
And they almost pulled it off a couple of possessions ago. I think the pass was behind her.
Yeah.
So I think you're in agreement with the coach. Sweden calling the timeout. Coach Crespi making sure his defense is right.
Yeah, and you want to just talk about that offense that I've been trying to tell Slovakia. Just really tell them, you know, what we're going to do, slow down the bleeding. Yeah, I'm really happy with Slovakia because if they don't answer, this game's a blowout. So they're just staying with Sweden. And we'll just try and hear if we can see what Crispy is saying. Here's some highlights. Elderbrink sisters are doing wonderful. 13 points for Frida. That is a top scorer right now for Sweden.
So Clara Lundqvist has played well coming off the bench. Plays for Gdynia in Poland, the point guard. And I think that was a big factor as well, her coming off the bench. But right now, both Elderbrinks are on the court.
Soft press here by Slovakia, slows Sweden down.
About a 3-second differential in the game clock and the shot clock, just over 3. They'll take it down. Now Elderbrink, she looks up at the clock, gets a little space, puts it up, and look at that, Nyström goes up, they stay with it, and that is going to be it for the first half. You see Coach Crespi telling his players just to sit down, we don't want any late technicals or anything. And
tough defense there by Slovakia. Really stood strong there as a halftime score, 33 to Sweden, 24 to Slovakia. Well, here's our stats for halftime. And Slovakia really evening out with the two-pointers, both shooting 44 to 43%. Really happy with Slovakia chipping away. Both rebounds there, 18 to 17, quite even. But the steals, 5 to 1 for Sweden. Elderbrink sisters for sure is leading the way and will continue. And then Jakovtsova is the long lean, number 3, blonde lady, who's really, you know, she shot the 3. We weren't really expecting that, but when your team pulls on you, you go into your bag of tricks. And we get to see first highlights, first half highlights here.
Yeah, I mean, are you surprised that Sweden, I guess not really with the Elderbrinks, maybe against a more experienced team, a more dominant team, it would have been a more nervous start, but when they see Slovakia on the other side,
yeah,
I don't think that's going to throw a fright into the Elderbrinks.
No, I don't think anyone really frightens the Elderbrink sisters. I think they have so much experience, and you know, and also they have each other's backs. You've seen each other, they've assisted, they've helped each other, they've spoken, so they always get confidence from each other. But then also they've had great help from Lloyd. I thought Fontan has done a fantastic job. And then their younger babies, their young crew have done a very, very good job. I would just like Slovakia to really just execute theirs. We see down low post player, really execute the pick and roll that they have with against Sweden. So they'll talk about it. It's 33-34. It's not too far to catch up, but really the Elderbrink sisters for me are leading the way.
So Slovakia leaving it to literally the last seconds of the qualifiers to clinch a spot in this tournament. Jakobs over there, you can see with that shot, has given them hope. And yeah, you know, Slovakia will be hoping it's a tale of two halves. Fekete, I thought, was impressive in her minutes coming out, and maybe she's crying out for more playing time. Maybe Slovakia guilty of being a little stagnant, standing around a little bit offensively.
Yeah, and rebounding. You know, Sweden have thrown some last-minute shots to the basket, and they've got the second chance rebounds. And for me, when it really comes down to winning games, free throws is a nice move under the basket. Free throws and second chance shots really is the big difference between who wins and loses.
Yeah, 7 points, also all turnovers for Sweden. Ratinitseva scoring on that drive. Maybe for Swedish fans, the most pleasant surprise has been Fontan and also the play coming from the bench. You know, if you worry about how you're going to react without so much experience missing, well, I think at least in this first half, you've got your answer. Nystrom started today. She had a little bit of a shaky start, but I thought she played better when she came back into the game.
Yeah, you know, she's a big body there. You see her in the highlights, and she's really good. All she needs to do is stick to her game plan.
Quite a few times in this tournament. Great play by Dominguez. Oh, that's the difference. That is the difference, folks. Where her value is now to this Belgian team. Oh, look at the pass again. Oh, my goodness me. That is ridiculous. Carprio, the greatest showwoman. Oh, she got rejected by Videva. Suddenly she's become the slot machine.
Driving all the way in and got stripped. Liptarovic still checks to throw it up there for Bentley. Oh! Alex Bentley beating the buzzer at the half of Belarus. What a backlash from them. Greece have dug deep on defense for the entirety. Petrovic trying to finally put them to bed, and does. There will be 1.9 seconds to respond, but Petrovic brings this crowd to its feet.
Here's Ivana Jakubsova, the leading scorer for Slovakia, and so she actually has 9 points. I think we had her at 7 at one point. I thought that was a little bit low, but nevertheless, the official scores have not lost count, and that's good. And this was a surprise. She just called it and shot it.
And looked pretty too.
You wonder about her. I don't know. I mean, she's got good experience. You know, I feel like Slovakia have the players. They just got to, you know, defensively, I think they've really got to get to grips with the Elderbrinks. You know, the problem with the Elderbrinks is they get a little bit of time. That you get just like a little bit of a window and they can shoot it.
Yeah, quick. And here you'll see, yeah, you'll see Frida Eldebrink with 13 points, shooting 50% and 43%, 3 from 7 from the three-point line. And we've seen her not be shy at all. She's letting it rip from wherever, and she's got such great poise. And there we see her shooting a long three. And I think that's it. I think that's the answer for Slovakia if they want to come back into this game, slow the sisters down. But you know what? They even doubled them, and what's so good about the Elderbrink sisters, they do not panic under pressure. They see the double, and they've got a nice little, you know, handoff pass to a slashing big. As Frida will just fist pump the air.
Well, the fans that have traveled to Valencia, no doubt from Sweden, are glad they have, because they've been rewarded with a good first half from their team, and a little bit of anxiety, frustration for the Slovakian fans. You know, don't forget, this is a huge tournament. It's not just about reaching the podium. It's about growing. It's about trying to, you know, a team like Sweden can hope. You know, obviously every team wants to win the gold. Right. They want to win the title, but they also want to get that top 6 finish.
Yeah, and that's
they want to be playing basketball in February at the qualifying tournaments for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup. Yeah,
exactly that. And so there's more on the line than just gold, silver, and bronze. You know, top 6 is so important. And hopefully, if you can get over that hump and get that top 6, potentially you can get your big boy gun, shall we say, to join you at that tournament. But yeah, I think a great first half performance, as great fan outfits. I think we could get that hat.
Maybe that was Mr. Elderbrink. He had Elderbrink on the back.
I think so.
Hi, Coach. They started to build up momentum at the end of the second. How do you plan on stopping it in the second half?
I think that we trust what we did in the first half. First, 5 players Team D against their ball screen, and second, we know that our offensive skills are, but so we need patience to create a first game situation, second game situation in the same possession.
Thank you, Coach.
Welcome.
So Lloyd takes a swig of water. Should probably was one of their better players at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2019. And she got a good dose of Jakubsova in that first half. I think she kind of met her match.
Yeah, she did. And as they come back out in the second half to warm up, just going off there we see obviously Elderbrink, but just coach talking about the second opportunity chances is what I really took from that, which I spoke about. You know, I think the Elderbrink sisters do that so well. They see 10-9-8 situations, they're putting it up. And also Fontaine, I think she is a real game changer for Sweden. She is everywhere on the floor, as you see her there, number 4 with the ponytail. She does so well diving on the floor, getting them second possessions, and really I think is the game changer and is really why they're up 33-24.
Frida Elderbrink and her sister Elin, twin sister, doing it again. And one other point we want to bring out is that during this FIBA Women's EuroBasket, obviously because of the Well, do you think that, you know, you've got the FIBA Women's America Cup going on right now in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and you've got the FIBA Women's EuroBasket, and but then you've got the FIBA Women's Asia Cup and the FIBA Women's AfroBasket later this summer after the Olympics. Do you think that these players, these teams are glad that they're playing it now as kind of a warm-up? Are they going to be in better shape?
Yeah, that's a good question, to be honest. It's a lot of basketball, that's all what you just rattled off. I prefer, as a previous player, I love to play games instead of lots of practice.
Adjustments need to be made in the second half defensively.
We need to change a lot of things in defense comparing first quarter. We get improved in second one, so we need to just follow this defensive performance from second quarter and to get better in offense, to make some open shots, because we created a lot of open shots, but we didn't make them. So easy. Follow our performance in defense from second quarter and make some shots.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you, welcome.
So yeah, he broke it down pretty nicely. It's like, hey, listen, you know, you work to get a good shot, then you got to make the shot.
So easy, Jeff.
But I'm just thinking in terms of from the turnover standpoint.
Yeah.
Well, they only had 7 turnovers, so I guess you could live with that. You're right on the edge. Of, if you have 10, that's a bit maybe too high.
Yeah, I thought they did. He said it himself. I thought they had they settled down. Their second quarter was much better for them, and they really executed what they're looking for, and that's what Coach said. So no doubt you want to start this third off quickly, and hopefully now they've got that half under their belt. Everyone's relaxed. All the nerves are gone, and you can really start to get you know, yourself going here. And I would like them to go back into Jakubsova, number 3. She's done really well. I think that she's leading with 9 points. But no doubt the Elderbrink sisters are going to start. I like this vibe that they've put out. Lloyd, both Elderbrink sisters, Fontaine and Nystrom.
Well, second half action underway here in La Fonteta Pabellon Municipal Fuente de San Luis in Valencia, Spain. Opening game of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And Lloyd comes out and misses for Sweden, who lead it 33-24 over Slovakia. And Slovakia getting it down low, but
Fontan, solid defense and a rebound.
Plazenitsova not able to score. Eldebrink sees a little opening, and Jakubsova complains.
Frida Eldebrink there just gave the referee a look. I would like a foul, but doesn't get it. They're out of bounds play.
See if she got the arm. She claimed it on the replay. Oh yeah,
she did.
She got hacked. So break for Jakubsova. Oh, beautiful bounce. No, it wasn't a beautiful bounce pass. It was red. They were ready for it. 5 on the shot clock.
Got to shoot it.
Elin. Not sure if she got it off. Well, yes, she did. So another 14 as second opportunities have really helped Sweden, second and third sometimes.
Yeah, big rebound by Nyström.
Eldebrink, and that's what happens.
I just love how Eldebrink shoots the ball. So calm, collective. She takes her time and her release is like floating.
Which one are you talking about, Elin or Frida?
They're
Elin?
just as good. They're twins. I wonder if their jump shot is the same.
Jakubsova turns and really is becoming the main weapon of Slovakia. She's got 11 points. Beautiful bounce pass.
Lovely move.
Frida Eldebrink and Lloyd just kind of snuck in there on the baseline. Scored with a reverse layup.
Yeah, and a beautiful smile from Lloyd there. Lovely move.
You really see the imprint of Crespi on this team. The penetration, the bounce pass. Elin Eldebrink hands it off to Nyström, and Nyström rolling and earning a trip to the line.
Great little slip screen here.
Look at that bounce pass. I mean, that is out of the top drawer from Frida Eldebrink.
They really do it all, don't they?
And the bank is apparently
still
open.
open. Yeah, just about 1 o'clock.
Yeah, they will take a break for lunch, but not yet. And that's interesting. Boy, she really did overshoot that first one, didn't she?
A bank for the first free throw and a swish for the second.
Nyström has really raised her game since coming in. She started a little shakily, I thought. And Lloyd read the pass. He saw them trying to get it to Jakubsova for a three. Plazenitsova was...
well done, Jeff.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Well, it's a mouthful, but
Plazenitsova. Here's Jakubsova.
Well pronounced.
You think it's all over? It's not. Dudasova. And Nyström collects the board. Eldebrink.
2 seconds left.
Elin has to launch it. And she has an uncanny shooting motion to where she's ready to shoot it, isn't she?
Listen, I need to take my hat off to her and applaud because fantastic. Look at this. The shot clock's running down, 2 seconds on, and just a lovely follow through, nothing but net. and she punches the air, no doubt, because that was a big-time shot. And Slovakia take the timeout. They're forced to take the timeout and talk about it, because Sweden is coming out on all cylinders in this third quarter.
Biggest lead of the game for Sweden, and the reason why is the combined efforts of the Elderbrinks. They have scored 22, a combined 22 of the 41 points, and Sweden now lead by 15 over Slovakia. Jakubsova has been tough, but not really anybody else for Slovakia, and they got to start really locking down defensively on the Elderbrinks. If they're not hurting you with their scoring, they're setting up their teammates. They've also got a combined 9 assists. Wow.
Nice day at the office. Lovely backdoor pass.
Oh, Palenikova had a shot, but she tried to pass it back out. Fontaine hands it off to Elderbrink, but she stepped out of bounds. Frida.
It's probably one of the first errors that they've done all day, so that's okay. Great push. Slovakia really have to get something going here. They can't afford another turnover.
Dudasova, again, outside three-pointer, not there. And Nystrom, look at her box out. Interesting, Nystrom has probably been the biggest test for Jakubsova.
Yeah.
She's not bothered by her size at all.
Look right here, see she gets the box out. And a tough rebound.
That was Orasova with a miss.
Yeah, another good stop by Sweden as we see a highlight. Splash! Now into a zone. Slovakia, they've changed it up. 2-3 zone.
It's a dangerous game to play with the Elderbrinks. Here they go. And they survive, but Nystrom with another rebound. Now Lloyd gets the baseline. She goes in for the layup on. She misses. Unbelievable. And I don't think Crespi can quite believe it. But then the ball thrown right into the hands of Fontaine, and really Slovakia grinding to a halt offensively. Elderbrink again, Frida rather, and Lloyd with the offensive rebound.
You know what I like about Sweden? They're Fontaine getting the rebound, and they just push and move right into offensive transition so quickly that, you know, Slovakia is struggling to match up with them. I think they're doing such a good job getting the defensive stop and moving right into transition offense. All 5 players are playing very, very well for them.
The foul was called on Dudasova. And down to Nystrom, back outside to Fontaine. It's online, but a little long. Battle for the rebound. And it was hauled in by Moravchikova. Dudasova again. It's been a quiet day for pretty much everybody in the blue. Moravchikova misses down low. Fontaine looks to run. Elderbrink. Wow, they are machines. The experience tells, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does. She does give a wave at the bench, though. I would like a sub, but I'm not sure he's going to send one.
Dudasova gets to the baseline, and this time fouled. She would have liked to get an N1 there, but she'll have to settle for 2 free throws.
It's real great hesitation there.
You know, you talk about the Elderbrinks and Elin, you know, where they play and how that helps them with their games, but Frida was with Spar Girona. in the FIBA Women's EuroLeague, or rather the EuroLeague Women.
Yeah, it's a great competition there. She's played at the highest level.
And Elin with, you know, the French Giants, one of the French Giants, Bourges, historically the team in France.
Yeah, so they're
used to these big moments.
Big moments.
On a weekly basis.
Absolutely.
Oh boy, painful miss, but Orosova is able to get the rebound. Suhova. And open shot, another one goes begging for Slovakia. Alenikova guarding Lloyd a long way from the basket. And they just cannot stop the Twins. Here they go again, Frida right down the lane. And right now it's looking like the blowout is on. 19 points advantage for Sweden.
They just don't have an answer for them. They're going straight down the guts to the rim now.
Dasova and loses her footing, and now up ahead to Elderbrink. Elin Elderbrink, another two, and Slovakia are in big trouble with just under 14 minutes remaining, down 21 points. The Elderbrinks have just taken Valencia by storm. Look at this.
You see right there, for me, if I'm Slovakia, the Elderbrink sisters are who is on the scouting report. I'm sorry, one has 15 points, one has 13 points. Why are we not doubling? Why are you sagging off a great basket right there down the middle? I'm calling this timeout also. What are we doing? Elderbrink sisters are killing us every single place on this court.
Yeah, make somebody else beat you.
Correct. You know, 15 and 13 points. But then we spoke about them playing in the EuroLeague, you know, at Bourges in France, and then in Spain it's top line basketball. This is, they do this in their sleep, Jeff.
And they've got a wealth of national team experience too. I mean, let's not forget, this is a team, you know, they're players that were at the FIBA Women's Olympic qualifying tournament. And you have to earn your place. And again, Sweden is, you know, we're just going to constantly talk about them because
why
they're
not?
doing it all.
Yeah. People are probably getting sick of us saying Elderbrink, 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 but it's amazing. They are literally everywhere on the floor, offensive, defensively, you know, assisting, scoring, shot clock, hitting big shots. I love it.
When you go up against them, you're on the brink. That's what it boils down to. And Slovakia right now are on the brink. Frida averaged 13.3 points per game in the EuroLeague Women.
With Gornica, hey?
For Spar Girona.
Oh, Girona, sorry, excuse me.
Stasheva gets rid of it to Palenikova, and she gets blocked by Lloyd.
Sweden is all over the place. Long hands, getting tips to the ball. They're playing outstanding right now.
Speaking of Elin, who has the ball now, she averaged almost 13 points per game for Bourges
Twins.
in the EuroLeague Women. Yeah.
Twin scoring.
Fontaine again. Boy, she has lived up to the part.
That was a sensational move, Jeff. I like that one. Nice little Euro step, faked her.
Palenikova, the ball rims out. It has just been an absolute nightmare offensively.
And another rebound by the captain, Elderbrink. I hope I get a highlight. Here it is. Fontaine, look at this, please. Boom, drive, little fake. Wide open, beautiful move by Fontaine. I'm impressed she's done it all for Sweden today.
Fontaine, 7 points, 5 rebounds. She has a couple of steals.
And hustle plays that aren't on the stat sheet for me.
Trails barely the Elderbrink sisters in efficiency. So Elin goes out, and Amelia Hansen in the game now. and Lundqvist as well. Here's Lloyd.
That's fine.
Lloyd's had a tough day at the office, 2 of 9 from the floor, and yet you're winning by 23 points.
No, I'm okay with that miss, to tell you the truth. Nice, down low. Nice little drive there. For me, I'm okay with Lloyd shooting that clip because you know what? All of those shots that she shot are in their offense. That nice little jump shot there, she misses. I'm okay with that as a coach, and even Coach Crispy clapped on the sideline for that shot.
Lundqvist. I tell you, Fekete has been fantastic for Slovakia, and she hasn't played as much. She's only played 5.5, just over 5.5 minutes. Here she is again. Look, she didn't have the finish there, but she looks dangerous. And it could be a player that the coach has to go to more often. Meanwhile, Fontaine just keeps pouring in the points.
I'm a fan of Fontaine.
Yeah, absolutely.
She's my favorite.
I think she might have been a player overall that was flying under the radar coming into this tournament.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously, with the Elderbrink sisters, that will get most of the, attention and the scout. But she is a solid player and is a real nice 1-2 punch. Well, 1-2-3 punch after the Elderbrink sisters.
27 years old, averaged 7.5 points, 5.5 rebounds in the qualifiers. Lundqvist out to Yick, and Matilda is going to do a little whoops. Here she goes. And this is all about a confidence-building exercise for her. Look at this. She really does look tough defensively, doesn't she? Johansson helped a little bit by Stashova, who appears to have injured her foot, getting up very slowly. And I don't think that Sweden realize she's going to come out of the game.
Let's see what happened to her, maybe.
Look at Yek here. Boy, there is nothing but positives right now for Sweden.
Yeah, and this is exactly what you want if you're going to win. You want all your bench to play, feel good starting the tournament.
Elderbrink absorbs the contact and the foul on Dudasova. And also, you know, we talked about this before the game. We felt like this is a must-win for both of these teams. Now I'm not so sure for Sweden. I mean, I think they'll probably, on this evidence, you can see the push-off a little bit from Elderbrink. Maybe on this evidence, they would be favored to go out and beat Belarus.
For me, they are the favorites to beat Belarus, but for me, I'm going to put my money on Belarus just because how talented, how deep they actually go into their bench, and they're veteran players. You know, they've got a really solid crew, and they're so tall, long and lean.
They will have plenty of savvy, but Sweden right now, this has been the perfect start for them, and it could end up being a launch pad for an impressive FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And driving in is Palenikova. So she gets to the line. But, you know, there's so many positives when you think about it. The young players have been able to kind of like get out
and play.
Get a taste of what this is all about. And you can see that
they've done really well right now.
They look like they're ready for they look up to the part.
Yeah, and we have, what, three? We have three young ones out right now and looking good. They don't really, you know, stick out as making too many mistakes. And so this is the perfect time as a coach to really put your trust and build your trust in your younger players in these minutes.
Well, I like, she's sparky here, Lundqvist. She gets into the paint, puts up a little runner.
Yeah, she's not scared at all, is she?
She's physical. And Slovakia just have no answers at all for Sweden, who perhaps better than advertised. They have complete command of this game. They lead it 58-30 at the end of the third quarter over Slovakia.
Here the end of the third quarter, and really it is all Sweden. 53% from 2 and 33 from the three-point line, and then 100%, 7 from 7 from the free throw. And Slovakia is leaving points out there, shooting 38% from the line.
Well, here in Fonteta, these Sweden players looking right at home, and who knows, I guess in this fourth quarter, maybe they're going to put an exclamation mark on their performance because they have been terrific. In that quarter alone, they outscored Slovakia 25-6. You know, there was some hope for Slovakia coming out of the changing rooms at halftime. The coach is like, we're playing well defensively, we're getting open shots, we just have to start making our shots. And I don't think it could have gone any worse.
Yeah, yes, Sweden definitely came out and, buckled up on defense, and then really it was easy as we saw a nice little dime pass here to Lloyd. And you know what I'm liking about Sweden? They're having fun, they're smiling, they're really enjoying playing basketball together. And as the younger ones get a few great minutes right here, they look good, they feel comfortable, they're relaxed, they're having fun, and that's when your best basketball really comes out. And it's nice to see this in the first game.
Fascinating. You'd think no Zowie, no Halverson, no McGarity, and yet Sweden have come out.
Yeah.
Played as a team, led by the Elderbrinks, and look at them.
Yeah.
They are rolling. Fourth quarter now underway. Sweden in command.
Coach Crispy said that, though. I'm just worried about who is here, and I love that from him. This is my team. It's a nice drive.
Polinikova. Jakobsova there for the offensive rebound, and Lundqvist, you know what? She's right in the area. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Put her on the line.
Yeah, and Slovakia.
She's tough.
Needs to. Very tough.
I like Lundqvist. She's got a physical aspect to her game.
Yeah, but what lovely players to look up to when you've got the Elderbrink sisters right there in your backyard and teaching you everything that they've learned. If I'm a young player, I am following suit. I am copying everything that the twins are doing because they are fantastic on both ends of the floor. It's a great example to follow.
21 years old is Lundqvist. Again, played this past season for Gdynia in Poland. Historically a big team in Europe. EuroLeague Women Club over the years. And the pass batted away by Orsova, but Sweden get it back. Elderbrink, and there's just no stopping them. There's absolutely no stopping Elin and Frida.
Even when Slovakia takes her away, it doesn't matter. Nice up and under, easy basket. I love it.
Jakobsova goes right into the paint and earns another trip to the free throw line.
Personal foul, student number 22, Emma Johansson, second personal foul.
If there is a bright spot for this Slovakia team, it has to be this player right here, Jakobsova.
For sure.
And maybe they'll be able to do something that will give them a chance, utilizing her skills, her size.
Yeah, but Sweden's really locked them down, only putting up 34 points.
Oh
Easy.
boy, another one. And I'll tell you what, the sky looks like it could be the limit for this youngster, this 17-year-old.
Very impressed.
Johansson. 6 points, 3 rebounds, and a steal on her debut, on her FIBA Women's EuroBasket debut. Polinikova outside, Suhova. find another rebound. Coming up on the 8-minute mark. And a hold on Orsova. So we're going to see Ellen Nyström now coming into the game as well. The first chance, and this was Johansson again, scoring her 56 points. Just 17 years of age, skimming the surface.
Yeah, I love
or
that.
scratching the surface of her potential.
17 on this stage is great experience. I remember my first EuroBasket, nice skip pass.
Yek, this time it was a bit Yek from Yek. It was off to the right.
Yeah, I mean, this is such a great place to get, you know, your experience, like I said, following suit of the Elderbrink sisters. And being 17, you know, she doesn't look out of place. She doesn't look afraid, scared. She's making her moves. I'm very impressed. Look, switches onto the ball, keeps her feet moving.
Much better for Palenikova that time. I think sometimes Slovakia are looking to make the extra pass when they don't need to, and that time she didn't.
And right now you need all the points you can get, so I'm shooting it.
And you need them as quickly as you can get, but you got to get stops. Lundqvist. And Elderbrink misses, but here is Lundqvist getting the rebound. Only played 5 minutes against Japan in the Olympic qualifying tournament, Lundqvist. Now from the right corner, and Nyström misses.
Needs to go inside.
Jakubsova now going up against a player 9 years younger, and that time got what she wanted.
Yeah, experience there. Nice little post move over her shoulder. And I think Slovakia just keeps going into her until she runs dry. Keep going until she stops scoring. They haven't stopped her.
Look at him spread the ball around. People always active. Johansson comes up to set the pick. Elderbrink gets in the paint. That's easy. She missed it. Jakubsova grabs the rebound. She could end up with a double today. Double-double. Not that it's going to matter if you don't come back and win the game.
Yeah, Jakubsova here just looking a little tired now.
He's got 17.7 rebounds. Palenikova hands it off to Jakubsova. And Palenikova follows. I think Slovakia right now need to just get the feel of doing something positive, you know? Something they can build on ahead of tomorrow.
Offensive foul. I would have to agree with you there, Jeff. You know, build on certain things. That has been great. I feel like, sorry.
They'll play Belarus tomorrow.
They sure do. Jakubsova, I feel like she has been the spark. I feel like you have to definitely build on her. She has 17 points, but then the next highest scoring is 6 points. She really needs help from her supporting cast.
Palenikova. I think Palenikova showed that she can put the ball on the deck and get into the lane.
Yeah, where Sweden has an over, you know, from the first person down to the very end has scored today. I'm pretty sure everyone who scored as we hear into Crispy Sweden's timeout.
Okay, we want to play execution now. I want to score. I want to score. Execution play. Hey, so also 4.
So Crespi delivers another team talk. They've only hit 2 more threes than Slovakia, but they have an advantage in the paint.
Yeah, they do. And I just checked, so the 2 players who haven't scored, haven't played, but everyone has scored today.
For Slovakia, we've talked about Jakubsova time and time again. She's got the 17 points, and she's scored in a variety of ways.
Yeah.
Back to the basket, spin.
And there she is with 17 points. And, you know, she's have to sub out. She's tired, but it's a long day at the office.
Three-point shot is good. Finally, something positive from Orasova. And again, just get the positive vibes. Come out, be ready tomorrow. Okay, go ahead and stage a miraculous fight back right now. But if not, at least give everything. So you're ready to come out strong tomorrow against Belarus. Now the pass down low to Binta Drama. And Drama called for the travel.
Yeah, and I would like Fekete, like you said, number 14 and number 11, just trying, like you said, positive vibes, try and get yourself going, find what is going to work for you in tomorrow's game, because like it is, with these tournaments, you have to have a short-term memory, very quick. Okay, we got blown out today, boom, what are we going to do tomorrow? There's a foul on the floor.
So Binta Drama picks up a foul after traveling. You don't want to go anywhere. I mean, this is a Sweden team that really you can't keep your eyes off of. Is
full of highlights, really, haven't
they? Really are. Elderbrink, Frida Elderbrink with 17 points. And here's a good drive down low, and Dudasova finally gets something to go. So we're starting to see more. They're starting to see the ball go in the basket.
Yeah, getting drives to the paint. Easy buckets.
Lundqvist again, hands it off, Drama. Oh boy, I've been impressed with her overall. She hasn't played that much.
No, really smart, takes her time, focused.
Dudasova drives in, good rebound. Orasova decides not to go right back up with it, gives it to Palenikova, and again, Palenikova, confident scorer.
Yeah, I like her. Slovakia definitely needs to build on that, and you know, she has 8 right now.
And now driving in, and Nystrom is gonna enjoy the fact that perhaps a late addition to the team, she's gonna make the most of it.
Yeah, did you see that finish? Nice little floating layup, and you know, swing the ball in the air as we see a nice little jump shot there from Slovakia. Definitely what they need to build on. But it's been the Sweden show, and I've really thoroughly enjoyed it from my first game back. I thought they've done a tremendous job from the start to coming to the finish. Everyone has done their job, and they've really established who they are and what they're going to bring to this tournament. And then also getting your first dub is always a nice feeling.
There's no doubt this is, as we see Slovakia, the 13 turnovers.
10 steals.
Manageable. Yeah. They've given away a lot of rebounds.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's no doubt this is the Elderbrink's team. And they look confident every time they've got the basketball. They really do.
Yeah, they don't really make too many mistakes. I think they've had 1 or 2 today. But, I mean, they're fantastic to watch. I think they work so hard. And they've really led this way, and the rest of Sweden has followed.
And here's a player, Fekete, with some potential, and she gets another 2. So she'll leave with some credit as well today. 8 points, 4 of 7 from the floor. Nystrom from the right. The back of the iron, and the other Nystrom, Alice Nystrom, kept it alive. And good effort by Dudasova, chasing the ball, trying to save it in bounds.
Nice little move here. You know I love a post move, Jeff. Any chance I can shout out my post players?
And the miss again. So Slovakia making it a little more respectable here at the end. Down 17 points. Now on the baseline, Fekete follows up her miss. Gets rid of it, and a new 14. Kudasova, oh boy, that was a tough finish. I'm not sure Nystrom could have done any more defensively there.
Really good finish.
And it really, you know, it could end up being a case of too little too late for them, but they've shown us something here down the stretch.
And this is what we talked about, right? It's exactly what you want. You have to have a short memory, but also you want to learn. You want to change things up. A nice little rebound here, but yeah, you want to get some momentum, some confidence from this loss.
I think it's good that Lundqvist is getting big minutes today for Sweden as well. 2 minutes, 20 seconds remaining. Fekete again. I think if that had gone in, Crespi would have been tempted to get a timeout. Elderbrink to Nystrom. There you go. She missed a couple of shots from the corner.
Get an easy one.
Always nice to see the ball go in the basket.
Yeah. Need to go back inside, so yeah.
Fekete fouled by Nystrom.
I'm going back inside every time, Jeff. They haven't really slowed them down, so why not?
You think they could play with Fekete and Jakubsova together?
At the same time?
Twin towers.
I mean, why not? Why not? This is what we're talking about. Why not try something different? Because you never know if foul trouble happens later on in the tournament, or, you know, why not? But we're over here and the coaches are over there, Jeff, so let's stay in our place.
Well, Fekete is going to come back out. I think she thought she was going out of the game. I know she can't check out yet because she has to shoot some free throws. Wonder who she thought was fouled. So the referees now want to go check and see who's supposed to be shooting the free throws.
Yep. Fekete, you can't sub out yet, love. Got free throws to shoot. Well done today, referees. I thought they've had a lovely, solid game. You know, they get nervous too, like us and the players.
I get nervous, wonder where my next meal is going to come from.
Do we have time? Do we have time to get
some food? I hope so.
Okay, good. I'll see you at the buffet.
Good job by Fekete. So she gets the ball to drop, has 10 points now, and goes back to the bench. Minute and a half to go in this opening game.
Sweden with the ball.
Putting the finishing touches on an impressive win. Free to Elderbrink, little pump fake. And another chance for Slovakia. Again, this has been really a rout. They're making this look far more respectable, I think, than it was, but Kudasova gets in, gets another jumper. I think Crespi will be glad to see this thing finish because it's now 13 points, and if Slovakia can force a turnover and get a quick basket here, it could get interesting.
Yeah, Sweden just needs to run the clock, run a full 24-second offense here.
Lundqvist, well, look at Nystrom battle her way in there for the offensive rebound. Nystrom again from the right, much better.
And that will do it, Jeff. Cherry on top, and fantastic second chance rebound there by Nystrom. I think she's been great today on the rebounding glass. I've
been impressed by the newcomers, so to speak. They've lived up to their billing down low. They've helped out the team. And this time it's Remenarova.
But also, obviously, it's been all Sweden, but you still want to finish the game well here, as if I'm, you know, the Swedish team and coach.
Yeah, you don't want to have bad habits creep in. Nystrom has the ball knocked away by Jakubsova. And then Jakubsova And she's going to say that she led with her forearm. So turns it back over. I think probably they'll have to cross mid-court here, and then they'll probably just hold up. Slovakia will try to come up with a steal. Okay, so Lundqvist, and if they're going to play defense, I guess they're going to keep playing. Ball goes out of bounds off Jakubsova.
She's had a great game for me today. Really thoroughly enjoyed her. Shooting the three, post play moves, hustle plays there, as the referees discuss.
They want to see who the ball went out of bounds off of, maybe?
Oh, okay.
1.8 seconds remaining.
Who would you like to say?
Oh, she wants to get a mask.
I think the call's right. Let's have a look. This is what's so fantastic about this. You get all these angles.
2.7. 2.7. 2. Okay. So please, 2.7.
That's it.
Wait, sorry. 2.8.
Good job by the referees using all their resources to get it correct. 2.8 on the clock. Sweden's last possession at the basket.
Yeah, so it wasn't who it went out of bounds off of, it was just the time. But anyway, 2.8 seconds. They'll inbound it and hold it, presumably. Nope, they're going to shoot it. They do indeed. And just to add a little bit of insult to injury, Lundqvist makes the three. I think the Slovakia coach wanted a foul. You never know. You know, that extra point might come in handy with a goal difference and tiebreaker. Both of these teams know all about that.
I don't think the game's over, Jeff. Referees want to have another look at something.
They want to see if it was a three.
No, if she got it off on time.
Okay,
Yes.
3 points is good.
3 points is good. Well done.
Yes. So, 3 points.
Okay, so Lundqvist puts an exclamation mark on a great performance by Sweden. Coach Parker Crespi, and look at the end result. All smiles. We're in this together. We've done what we came to do on day one. Let's get stronger from this. Everybody, pretty much everybody played. And there's a lot to like if you're a Swedish basketball fan here after that performance in Valencia.
100%. I thought their leaders, their main veteran players, obviously with the Eldering sisters, Lloyd, Fontaine, excellent work. And then the young ones just followed suit. I really thoroughly enjoyed it as we see the final score there, 74-57.
Right, Sweden wrap up a game opening day win, 74-57 over Slovakia. And back to the drawing board for Slovakia.
At the end of the quarter, 51% from Sweden and 100% from the free throw line. That is exactly what I like to see. And then the rebounding game very even, 35 to Sweden, 33. And then the steals, only 2, but 10 for Sweden. Eldenbrink, no doubt, was unbelievable. The sisters were 17 and 15. I thought they were the stars of this show today. And then number 3, Jakubsova, did very, very well, and hopefully Slovakia can build on that for tomorrow's game, because I thought she was outstanding with 17 points.
Well, they'll get a chance to at least, both of these teams, in fact, will get a chance to watch their next opponents. They'll have the benefit. That's the good thing about playing in the first game. I would imagine that they would watch, at least, you know, the coaches will.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know, sometimes it's good, you know, to get a game out of the way as we see the best plays, but sometimes it's good to go home, you know, hydrate, eat, and get ready for the next game, because it is a big one, as we'll get to see some of the last highlights, and no doubt it will be that lady herself and her sister, the Elderbrink, were just superb there. Sister to sister, nice little layup as they punched the air. I was very impressed today, Jeff. I really enjoyed Swedish basketball, and the fans were here, finally in the building, 3,000 of them. So yeah, definitely something to build on. Everyone scored who played, which is also a lovely feeling to build the confidence. Slovakia here, right in the fourth quarter, I think they kind of found their scoring a bit better, but if they could find that in the first half, I don't know, it might have been a different game, but I don't think so. I think Sweden came, conquered, and they're on to the next game tomorrow.
So pretty much everybody did play in D for Sweden, and they're gonna face tougher
opponents for sure,
or at least have tougher games in this group. You know, they're gonna have a really tough one against Spain tomorrow, and then they'll have a big game against Belarus, and of course the team that finishes top of the group will go straight to the quarterfinals. The teams that finish second and third will go into the qualification for the quarterfinals. And as a reminder, you know, it's not just about getting to the podium, it's about trying to finish in the top 6, which would allow you to go to the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournaments. There'll be 4 of them around the world next year in February. So a lot at stake. And I do think that Sweden probably have the advantage of having played the early game. They can rest up, they can eat up, and you know, for Spain now, they've got to come out and play without Alba Torrens later tonight, and tomorrow Balde, who unfortunately, because of COVID, they're not going to be available. FIBA. So, you know, Spain will be favorites to beat Sweden, but you know, on this evidence, and we've seen that Sweden sometimes get up for those games. That will be a cracker here in La Fonteta. And for Slovakia, they simply must come out and have a better start tomorrow against Belarus.
Yeah, and I think they just need to support this lady here, number 3. I think she did a very, very good job. And also just stick to their game plan. I felt like they didn't come, you know, what was strong inside, which was their post-player presence. I think they'll be disappointed today, obviously, but they had some great plays in the fourth quarter, which you can build confidence from. And like I said, you have to have a short-term memory in a tournament like this. You cannot be in your feelings. You cannot be upset. You have to learn very, very quickly and move on to the next day, because if you bring that negative to the next day, it will then happen again.
So they came, they saw, they conquered. Sweden get a win on opening day here in La Fonteta, Valencia, winning it 74-57 over Slovakia. FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2021 is now officially underway.